7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. We're coming
This
for you.
is episode number 427 of WPwatercooler, exposing the WordPress photo directory.
It's a pun. You get it?
It's a pun. I'm Jason Tucker. You can find me at Jason Tucker on Twitter.
Exposing. I get it.
Expose yourself on Twitter.
I'm Steve Zehngut. I'm the founder of Zeek Interactive, and I run the OC WordPress meetup sometimes.
Occasionally. I'm Say Reed. I make WordPress, teach WordPress, preach WordPress. Say Reed Media on all the things, mostly on Twitter. Love that Twitter.
And y'all know who it is. It's your boy Jason Cosper, aka Fat Mullenweg, back at it again on the world's most influential WordPress podcast.
You heard it here first.
Speaking of podcasts, go over to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. You can even listen to us on Audible. Audible. Who would have thought? Thanks for hanging out with us today.
We got peeps. There's peeps on the show.
We do. We almost have a full house. We've never had a full house in this interface.
It's
How are all you folks doing today?
Can I introduce our topic?
Please.
You can.
This topic is a result of me having childcare and being able to lurk in all of the Make Slack channels, much to my joy and much to the chagrin of literally everyone else. Except for in this instance where I saw some cross chatter between the photos team and the marketing team and discovered that the photos team, which is 4 people, 3 of which we have, the other of which is in a different time zone or traveling. But anyway, this is the team. So this is the Make Photos team, right?
Right.
Hi,
Yeah.
y'all. Can you introduce yourself? Katie, you can go first. You're right here.
Sure. My name is Katie Richards. I am one of the team reps for the WordPress photo directory. Most of the time on the internet, I am managing community stuff over at Pantheon, but enjoy the WordPress part of it too.
Wait, there's Pantheon community that's not WordPress?
Pantheon has always existed in 2 different open source projects. Started in Drupal, moved over to WordPress about 8 years ago.
You said the D word.
Oh, no.
I did.
All right, she's out. Sorry.
That's never happened before.
That was awesome.
It's like you can't do that on television. Does everyone remember that? Where you would say, I don't know, and then you get like green slime?
I do.
Okay.
We got to shuffle the deck real quick.
Yeah. Anyway, so you manage open source, multiple open source community for your
Yeah. Most of what I think about is relationship building with other people. So either in the WordPress project through the photo directory, or I manage in my day-to-day job a customer advocacy program.
Ooh, like user advocacy specifically, or customers? Sorry, I won't get too sidetracked.
That's all right. So it's really our most, our longest term, most dedicated, most excited customers at Pantheon who are the people who are talking about Pantheon at community events or using us for demos at different presentations or...
Like an influencer team.
Yeah, it's an influencer team, but built on kind of longer term relationships and less on tit for tat money exchanging.
That's so meaningful and deep. We don't really have one of those.
It's been really enjoyable. It's been 3 years and I have no intention of ever leaving. So that's pretty good.
Aww. Well, over on the existential threat to WordPress side is Marcus.
Somehow ended up in the middle square here.
It's because we're all GoDaddy has to have.
If you watch the Brady Bunch, watch the Brady Bunch, that's Alice's square.
This feels like an intervention now. I'm Marcus.
I'm Alice.
I'll go ahead and introduce myself. I'm Marcus. I am on the GoDaddy Pro team with folks like some of you might know, Adam Warner, Courtney Robertson, Sandy Edwards, and some others. And just mostly go into events. It's field marketing stuff. So hosting our own virtual events every week and going to things like WordCamps and all that and getting to talk to this lovely WordPress community.
That's us.
That's you.
I think you should have said present company excluded.
Yeah.
It might be us or not. And then Topher, friend of the show.
Hello. I'm Topher.
That's all you need to know.
That's it.
No.
That's all you need to know. I work for HDC.dev. It's an agency, and we have several properties. We have Master WP and WP Wallet. And I also work on HeroPress.com. And I wanted to clarify something about the photos team.
Do it.
The photos team is everyone who has submitted a photo. We are just the representatives and have the task of keeping notes at meetings and things like that.
Okay. If I was wearing my glasses, I would pull them down and look over at you at my eyes. Are we diluting the meaning of the word team? Not that I want to get into what a contribute. Oh, thank you, Steve. You did it for me.
You're welcome.
Appreciated. It's a human emoji, Steve is.
Yeah.
But like this is actually interesting. I mean, not to seize upon it, but that does tie in nicely to the ongoing conversation happening in the community right now about, what does it mean to contribute? So, I would say that you could be a contributor without being a team member.
I'm not sure, because when you post a photo, you automatically get the badge.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. And so if you have the badge,
Tell us about the badge.
Tell us about the badge.
well, if you take part in any of the WordPress contributor teams, you get a little badge on WordPress.org in your profile.
Wow.
So I've submitted a plugin to .org, so I have the plugin one. I've spoken at a WordCamp, so I have the speaker one. I have translated WordPress into multiple languages, and so
Wait,
I have
what?
the Polyglots badge.
What languages do you speak, Topher?
I was making documentation for Polyglots, and so that meant I actually had to do it, like for the video. And so I have translated into Canadian, British, and Australian.
Canadian?
Yes.
That's where you just add a to a bunch of
Klingon,
stuff.
huh?
Yep.
I gotta get on that. I'm gonna go change all my
And-
add some U's and change my
Australian.
Z's to S's.
That's right.
Wait a second.
And it sounds funny, but
No, I get it.
it's automated. Anybody who's made a change gets the badge. And anybody who
how
submits
my
a photo,
brother. So my brother's like a long older than me. And he's a techie, right? Like Steve. He's like Steve, and like we're on
Because he's older
Duolingo.
than you?
We're on Duolingo, and we are, we're about the same. We're learning Ukrainian. Our family's Ukrainian, and he just he knows how to maximize all the points. So he just gets his point is like double what mine is, even though we're playing at about the same rate or whatever. And that sounds like someone just needs to go around getting all the badges just by doing changing a Z to an S. Why are we not doing this? I want all the badges now.
By the way, I just looked. I have 4 badges. I didn't even know that.
Oh, and what do you have?
Yeah.
You're so badgy. Oh, anyway, all right. Well, so you're not the team. You're the team reps, team leads,
Moderator?
Representatives. There aren't
Representatives.
teams per
Reps.
se.
I'm assuming there is moderation going on when you have people submitting images to a
Yes.
public directory.
Yes.
You're not
so
the
we don't end
moderator,
up with photo
right?
exposure.
Yes.
Speaking of exposing, you're not the moderators.
We are some of the moderators.
We are
See,
some
we
of
are
the
some.
moderators.
I see your one badge that
You're
you
not
have.
just-
but
Can you-
look at
can you-
Topher's.
Not just team reps. You're
Can you
also
share? Can you
moderators.
share with us some of the photos that didn't make it?
Oh man,
They're
we
intensely
can't.
boring.
What
I
happens?
personally,
What happens to those?
they just get stored as a draft or something. The actual photos get deleted, so there's no file storage problems. But personally, I've never seen a problematic photo.
So they
That's-
don't,
We
like,
only
post-
reject.
That's not a
for-
challenge. Please,
Yeah,
No, it's not a
please
challenge.
don't do that.
we reject for quality, for people's
Okay.
spaces, privacy issues.
Okay.
Yeah,
We
there's
did
no
a-
faces, right? In the photo directory.
No
Wait,
faces,
hold on,
yeah.
hold on. I think we need to back up here because we got so excited. I got so excited about Topher's description that we did not explain what the WP photo directory is.
Oh, that's a good start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We already started, but we can take a little side tangent to give some details. Who wants one of y'all? Can you just give us a little synopsis of what it actually is that we're talking about here, that you manage and moderate for?
I have a prepared speech, or one of you could take it, whichever you want.
Go
Go
for it.
ahead.
Okay, so recently the WordPress Foundation acquired something that became the Openverse, which is a tool that allows you to search for Creative Commons.
Flowers. It looks like flowers to me.
Yeah.
Just
You
kidding.
know, in the top right there, can you click on Openverse in the menu? So Openverse allows you to search for Creative Commons images
I would
across
be remiss if
multiple
I did not
sites.
comment on the different design that is happening here than the
Yeah.
page. Wow, that
So
is
this will search
different.
Flickr. It'll search all government websites, U.S. government websites.
Nice.
Every photo ever published by NASA is in the Creative Commons. And so
That's
you can
exactly
find
what I
them
was
all
going
here.
to search for.
Yeah.
Super cool.
So this searches multiple websites.
All right,
And
wait,
something else we wanted to do. Yes.
Back it up. I actually asked this question of our little core team reps here, water cooler. Please explain to me the difference between photos, of which we just saw and was the kind of OG thing, and then Openverse. What
That was my
other
next
than where
stop.
it's getting its images? Like, why is it a different thing?
So Openverse is just a search engine. The photos repository is a place for the WordPress community to contribute to that.
Nice.
So rather than posting them on Flickr and hashtagging them WordPress or something, we just put them on here.
Okay, so when you're searching the Openverse,
Mhm.
the images that you're searching might be stored in the photo directory or might be stored elsewhere.
At NASA. Yeah.
So you would then click over and get that photo or whatnot from NASA, not from.
Correct.
Oh, that's interesting. And how what's the back like if that picture is removed?
Mhm.
What happens? Does it just removed out of the database, or how does that work?
Yeah, I don't know how Openverse handles that.
Oh,
That's actually a different team at WordPress.
Openverse is a different team who's building the search engine.
Yep.
Oh, that's so fascinating. I really felt like there was a big difference. Like I could tell that there was like a differentiation, but I was really unclear on what that differentiation was. So then the photos component and then WP Photos directory, does that have a it is also a gallery, right? That is hosted on WP.org.
Yep.
And those are something you can go, browse around in there.
And you can sort them by tag. If you click into any picture, it'll show you at the top who took it, and you can click that name and see all of that person's photos.
Nice.
And then something I think is super cool. Right now, it's only in Jetpack, but if you have Jetpack installed, when you go to the media library, you can also search the WordPress photos gallery and click to include them in your post directly in the media library.
Jason, go to the link I just put in the chat.
It can also do Openverse, but it separates them out because WordPress wants to give a little precedence to our own.
But the Openverse is a WordPress.org or Foundation property now, or is that where
it is? It used to have
gifted, right?
Yeah. Well, no, they were going to shut it down. I don't know if they paid for it. I don't want to speak on a line here. They acquired it somehow. I don't know if it was given or they bought it or whatever.
Right.
The people who were running it were done and wanted to walk away.
So right
now, WordPress.
Quick, right now we're looking at on screen a bunch of photos that were submitted by Jennifer Bourne.
I moderated the cactus there just 10 minutes ago.
Nice.
That is a teddy bear cactus.
So yeah, then you can search all this. So let's talk a little bit about the challenge.
Oh,
Is there?
Yes. Let me interrupt for just a sec because this is timely. Can you go back to the cactus? On screen. So the challenge, yes. Go down and click on the World Photography Day tag there and keep going with what you're saying.
Well, today, August 19th, 2022, is World Photography Day, which BT Dubs, when I booked y'all to be on the show today, did not know it was the actual day. So I just, it's amazing.
Wow.
So happy World Photography Day, everybody. And then as a celebration or in a tie-in with World Photography Day, y'all have launched a challenge, yes?
Yes.
Please tell us about it. I love a challenge. And it is not to offend the moderators. That's not the challenge.
No.
Yeah, I won't be contributing.
These pictures are really gorgeous. Like, what is happening? I want to be there. I'm like getting distracted because I'm like, can you click that one? Can I be there in that lake right now? That would be nice.
I don't think that's how the metaverse works yet.
Is it the metaverse? Can I just jump in? Or is the Openverse,
Yeah.
not the metaverse?
It literally just did. I clicked it.
Whenever the screensaver comes up on our TV, I know this is like completely unrelated, but effectively, my wife and I play a game where we ask each other, "Would you live there?" or "Do you want to be there right now?" And
So you sit and stare at the screensaver on your couch.
yeah,
That's
and,
like the
okay.
lowest energy engagement game ever.
Yeah, it's a fun game though.
That is fun.
I can imagine a lot of tangents from that game. Like, for example, I can tell you that I would live in the one with the lake, but I probably wouldn't live in the one with the wheat-looking stuff. It looks
So how does this all work? Like, how do you take a photo, you edit it, and then you upload it, and then what happens on the back end for you guys?
I've been dominating the talk. Anybody else want to go, or do you want me to do it?
I can talk about that.
All right.
So when a photo is submitted to the directory, it ends up in the moderation queue. There's some fun AI stuff that kind of guesses at tagging and colors involved, and scans for anything that it feels could be like legally should not be posted to the directory.
Real quick,
Poorly.
can I tangent on do you know anything about that AI? Like, obviously it's going to be an open source AI, right?
It's Google.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's Google Deep
It's the Google Images.
Google,
Yeah.
Google Deep Stack will do that for you as well.
Yeah. And then we and the moderators evaluate the photo based on the submission criteria. So does it have anything that we have restricted on the platform? So no personal identification like license plates or house numbers, no faces, photo quality is good enough. There's no like selective focus good, completely blurry. It's not edited and beyond recognition. And then we hit publish.
So you're pro bokeh, but not too much bokeh is what
Yeah.
I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You got to be able to tell if there is an intentional focus in that photo.
Is it intentional bokeh or unintentional blurring? This is,
Yep.
Yep.
So you're judging art is basically what you're saying
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're like, not art. But okay, this actually isn't an art gallery. This is a photo gallery. So these are real, actual photos, right? So not composite, not Photoshop in theory, right? But is there any how do you test for that? Like in general, like is there like is there any safeguard in place for like seeing if those are generated or doctored? Or...
Oh yeah, Marcus, what's that tool you found? TinEye?
Yeah, TinEye is tineye.com, I think. Anyways, it allows you to drag in a photo and check it against other sources across the web to see if it's somewhere else. I mean, there's some level of subjectivity that the moderators have to deal with. I mean, if there's like a polar bear in the desert, I think it's pretty obvious that that's a doctored photo, and that's gonna not pass, even if it's
so it
really
doesn't pass.
good composition.
I have desire to make that photo now. Like, wow.
It's also a good anti-catfishing tool for people that are looking to see if someone is legit or not, or if they reuse that photo or something like that. They'll use TinEye to do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're not. I'm assuming you're not allowing photos of, like celebrities or people or
no faces, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Right.
No
faces.
human faces, celebrity or otherwise, at the moment.
But say to your point, as far as what content is, I've taken thinking about what web designers or print designers want. I've submitted a number of photos that are just a pattern of brick, or
God, I love patterns.
Not those kind of on a water, or something that you would look at and think, why did you take a picture of that? I don't care. But some artist is going to go, oh, that's perfect for my brochure or something,
So do you think that sorry, go ahead.
I said they'll superimpose some text over it, and there you go. There's your artistic statement for your blog post, press release, what have you.
So this is all immediately Creative Commons, right? The license?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Like
CC0, which is
full blown,
significant.
all the Creative Commons. Does it have the well, what license is it? Is it the one where you have to cite back? I don't
No,
know
So do whatever you
no,
want
can
with
just
that
take it and
license.
It's just
yeah,
there.
CC0 has 0 restrictions whatsoever.
whoa, dudes. So you're just
Yeah.
like, take it. No rights reserved. Nothing. Just
Yep.
free and common for the people.
Yeah,
Wow.
I
It's like
I
It's
selflessly
like a scrap bin.
I selflessly gave a photograph of my dog, one of my dogs, to Creative Commons, just in case somebody's looking for a small Chihuahua to put on their site as a header image or whatever. Have fun, because like honestly, to me, putting that out there, I was like, okay, so no faces. I guess dog faces are okay. Like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it got in, and now. Because it's just sort of out there and I wanted to share it and it looked good enough to get included in the photos directory. Yeah, like now my cute little dog is going to be on who knows how many different sites or whatever.
It's gonna
A
be on
lot
a
of
Donald Trump
pet-
billboard.
Pet groomers,
Oh, please
Yeah,
no.
it's gonna be my new
pet-
profile photo.
animal shelters. No, they have
Yeah.
dog pictures. Animal. What are those doctors? Veterinarians. There we go.
Yeah,
But
animal doctor.
Animal doctor.
Rose
We
doctor.
knew what you meant.
Yeah, it's
related
just
to what I just mentioned,
Gotcha.
one of the potential drawbacks to CC0 is that somebody you don't like could take your picture and use it in a way you don't like.
Yeah.
Tell your enemies, Cosper. They're gonna take
Yeah.
your dog photo and like draw a
It's-
mustache on it.
It's the same
Oh,
thing.
no.
Like, what do you do if a terrorist organization uses WordPress?
Well, just strip out all the EXIF data first before
So
you.
like, your
before you
dog
upload
would
it.
represent like the face of like, I don't know, like Bitcoin, and then what? What are you gonna do? It's like you're
Oh, that
Steve,
is a very good. I think Tucker's about to hit
Yep,
on the same
yep.
thing. What do y'all do about the EXIF data that gets uploaded along with
Thank you.
these images?
You know, I don't know specifically what happens. I know something gets
stuff.
done. Because you can
Okay.
see some of it if you look at look
Well,
at the
right,
picture.
but-
There's,
I
aperture.
mean,
So-
mainly it's like location data or,
Yeah.
something like that. It's like, I mean, who cares if it was taken on an iPhone or on a Canon?
Right.
These
Who
these photos that you're showing weren't taken on an iPhone. This is like a camera with like an actual
yeah,
f-stop.
someone cares about that.
Right? I mean, I'm not a photographer, but
Because that was a Flickr thing. Flickr was really big on like what cameras people were using, and people were even using that camera information to determine like what cameras were the most popular on Flickr, because they were using a very specific camera or lens or something like that. So yeah, I'd be very curious about that, and that might even be something that needs to be added into your FAQ or what have you, talking about that, and maybe how that's going to be processed.
Stripped out.
I can bring that up.
Okay, so assuming all your rough data, which
EXIF
I've never-
data.
yeah, that it gets stripped out, and you are okay with everybody. You've got this photo that it's like nothing's happening with it, just sitting on your hard drive, and you upload it. And I know you can only upload 5 at a time, right? Like 5 in your
Yeah, right now.
moderation queue, right?
Currently.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so tell us a little bit about, this is a great opportunity to do that, not just to get your badge or participate, but I want to talk about your challenge that you're doing for the next, it started yesterday, right?
Yeah. And it's not just ours. It's a global thing. We're jumping on the bandwagon, as it were.
Yes.
Um,
It's a smart thing to do. We need bandwagons to jump onto. But what is the bandwagon? Do tell.
Somebody other than me go.
Marcus, tell us about the bandwagon.
Sure. I mean, so we mostly Reyes, who I'm not sure if she's social team, I think marketing, reached out and said, hey, can we do something together where we can, jump on the bandwagon, promote the photo directory, boost the library, and also get some just involvement and contribution from all corners of the globe.
Mhm.
The directory is global, but US heavy in terms of photography, and so we wanted to kind of reach out to the rest of the world and say, hey, we want to see where you're joining us from. And so World Photography Day seemed like a good time for that, so created a challenge to ask folks to come contribute photos from their local areas. Any land doesn't have to be a landmark, but landmarks or just cityscapes, nature stuff, anything that's kind of representing where folks are in the world, and contribute those. Make sure you let us know where where the location is as far as like city goes, or country, and then tag those with World Photography Day 22. Like Topher was saying, they're going to get the tag added to them so we can have a nice large gallery of all the photos that are contributed during the challenge.
And
If you
sorry, go
search
ahead.
Twitter for just hashtag World Photography Day, you can see a ton of stuff that's not related to what we're doing.
Well, right. I mean, so today's World Photography Day, and that's like a bigger thing. But is the longer challenge that y'all came up with also a global thing, or is that just your kind of extended version of it?
Yeah,
We're not. I don't think we are connected to any other sort of photography day challenge. This is something that we worked out with Reyes Martinez of the marketing team.
Since we only have a couple minutes left, can I make a small UI suggestion for the next phase of the photos gallery?
No,
Okay.
This is part of the show where we make work for everybody. That we
you
do
may,
that.
but I want to point out that at the top of the thing, there's a link to track, and you can make.
And if I can submit it, I'll make it. But Jason, click on a photo. When you're in this view, there should be like a next photo, previous photo type of of interface.
That's on the list.
Okay, good.
So in order to submit your photo and participate in the challenge, you're is it just posting on social media and tagging, or is it submitting?
You have to submit it. Social media
right there, right?
Get you anywhere.
Okay, Jason, to go to the submit button.
Yeah.
We're just this show is like half explaining what the photos gallery is and half just telling Jason what to do.
So you gotta have a WordPress.org account, and then you can.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And the form is very simple. You upload the image, you give it a title, you agree to each rule individually, check boxes. Yeah. And then go. We're working on increasing the number you can upload at once for people who have uploaded over a certain number, so that they are more likely to know the rules. So like new people would still be 5, but if you have submitted 20 or 50 or something, I don't know where we're going to go, then you could upload 10.
In the description, am I actually like putting in a sentence, or I'm putting tags, or do you tag it?
AI tags it.
AI tags it.
Yeah, a little bit of both.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, we have a tag, like official WordPress tags, but as far as the description goes, I rarely touch it.
Oh, that is a lot of buttons.
Yeah, I've got
That is a lot of checkboxes.
So
Now
there's firstborn and secondborn. Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah,
this is like the waiver you sign at an amusement park.
So it is not digital art. That's what I was really trying to differentiate there. This is like literally photography, the purest form, even.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
And there's some other stuff here. I mean, there's no text, or not mostly text. Not something just like you submitted last time.
The other one was no photos of somebody's 2D artwork. So we don't
copyright
want
on a copyright.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm still a little bit curious about the moderation, because there's only 4 of you on the team reps, and then there's everyone in the world who's ever participated. But like obviously it's not a paid moderation team like some of the bigger things, and I'm assuming it's not a huge influx of photos all the time. But about how many photos do y'all get right now? And then who else is doing the moderating, and what's that process like?
Yeah, we have several other moderators, 3 or 4. The main thing keeping us from getting more is we had to jump through some surprising things with legal. If say somebody uploads something really awful, and as a moderator you see it, there are some places where there are laws about moderators seeing that stuff, and other places where there aren't. And so we have to think about, if you're from country X, we can't just give you carte blanche because we don't have a thing to stop something awful from jumping in front of your face. There's a whole bunch of funny little things like that, and we're almost done figuring that out. And then we're gonna have some training and open it up and get a bunch more moderators.
Yeah, we were when we started this process, there is no precedent in the WordPress project and any other team for this kind of community source moderation. So we really started at ground zero with some documentation from other community teams on how they interact with community moderation in general. And then we have been working with Angela Jin about on kind of adapting it to what makes sense for the WordPress project in this specific instance. So a lot of back and forth, a lot of editing, a lot of legal work to get in the right spot to protect everybody who needs to be protected from God knows what on the internet.
Yeah.
From the
Yeah.
internet.
It sounds like
From the internet.
It's really just from the internet.
Yeah, it's from
Yeah.
the internet. We all
Sounds like we're definitely going to have to you folks come back once everything starts really getting going here,
Yeah.
and maybe you start having to deal with some of the problems that we're talking about now, and how you guys went about solving it. So that'd be great. 30
Go
minutes
submit your
goes by
picks, Steve.
very fast, and we're actually out of time.
So fast.
So thank you very much for hanging out with us today. We really appreciate it.
Go take some pictures.
Talk to y'all
Thanks
later.
for having us.
See ya. Go over to our website at WPwatercooler.com/subscribe to subscribe to this content. Go to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, all sorts of different places to go listen to us.
Spotify.
Watch us on YouTube. Talk to y'all
Make sure
later.
you go on and like
Bye.
us everywhere, because we're like
We want to be liked.